The key is to give salon owners the opportunity to create a system which they can take back into their salons to standardise their salons, to make their salons stronger. They can influence all their team go through the system, and all of a sudden you've got a group of people who share and think and behave in a similar way, with similar philosophies. That way you have consistency in your salon, that way you have consistency in your brand.
A big part of being a hairdresser, being a hairdresser, there's a human being you're in contact with, so to understand who they are, what they want, but primarily is to give the hairdresser the control and the ability to recommend and understand the client's needs. Because sometimes education only gives them a small repertoire of work, but we believe that the primary shapes is much, much more than that. It will give them the ability to make their own choices and to be empathic with their customers, to give them more choices, more opportunities.
The reality is, Allilon is for everybody, but not everybody will accept it. Sometimes change can be scary, sometimes thinking differently can be scary, and sometimes allowing yourself to be challenged can be a very scary thing.
Over the sheer watching the cars.
People who come need to be open-minded, be willing to be influenced, just like we are. We're willing to be influenced.
We learn from our students.
So if they're looking, to improve, if they're looking to be influenced, then Allilon and the Primary Shapes course is going to give them what they're looking for.
The key is just to understand that you'll leave the course very different to when you came in the course.
And every night they leave, they'll be very tired. Because that means, they're learning new things, and they're being challenged.
You're thinking. You're waking up the robot.
So for people who have been hairdressing a few years, it's a great way to start, to be influenced early. For people who have been in the industry 20, 30 years, sometimes, it's easy to get lost, the longer you've been in the industry. So to go back to the beginning, just freshens you up and prepares you for the future, because you never stop learning.
My biggest advice is, just because you did that yesterday doesn't mean you have to do the same thing tomorrow. Be open to change. That'd be my advice.
Being a Lithuanian hairdresser is the same as being a hairdresser everywhere around the world. They have the same desires, the same problems,
Same fears.
the same fears. So it's about being prepared to do something about that. And they have an opportunity to do something about that. They're in control. They decide what they do tomorrow.